Hey everyone, I'm here to do another book review for you, and the book I want to try and talk about is Nightwood by Djuna. I got this out of the library and I finished it about a week ago, and it's really been on my mind. This is a strange little book. I don't know if any of you guys have really heard about it. I'd heard the title, but I didn't know anything about it. And Djuna was half American and half British, and kind of involved in the literary world for much of her career. This was not her first book, but I think it's her most famous novel. And this is a really hard book to talk about, I think, because just conveying the plot isn't really enough to give you a sense of what this book really is. This is a book that I would love to study in a class of some kind. Let me know if you have had the pleasure of studying it. This edition actually has a preface by Jeanette Winterson and an introduction by T.S. Eliot, and I believe T.S. Eliot was instrumental in championing this book to publication. So I guess I will just give you the bare bones of the plot, but really try more to discuss what it is I find so fascinating about this book. Basically, this book follows a woman named Robin and her influence on the people around her. So in the beginning of the book, we learn that she is married to a man named the Baron. I believe the Baron is an Austrian Jew, kind of a minor aristocrat, in decline. We soon learn that they aren't happily married, and Robin soon has a series of relationships, with a variety of people, but most particularly in the story, two women, a woman named Nora and a woman named Jenny, kind of at different but overlapping times. And one of the interesting things about this book is we never really hear from Robin herself. She is the actor around which everything is revolving, but we really only see her through the eyes of these other characters, who are all kind of enthrall with her and kind of unable to have a healthy relationship because she is kind of this destructive force in their lives. And so we're kind of following her and the course of these relationships as her partners are describing them. And then also within the text, we have her son and a doctor. He's maybe sort of a unifying force. He's this character that appears over and over. He's well acquainted with everyone else, and at various times they come to him for advice, for explanation, absolution, a variety of things, and he is a really interesting character. He has his own kind of secrets and his view on the world and the people around him. What I really loved about this book and what I can't stop thinking about is the way it is written. This book has a way with language that I haven't seen in anything else. I think T.S. Eliot describes it in his introduction that it's really like poetry, and people who understand poetry appreciate this novel more or on a different level. And I'm not a poetry expert, but as I was reading certain sentences or passages, I couldn't believe some of the words that Djuna used to describe either characters or action, or not that they were big fancy words, but combinations of words. I really wish I could give an example, but I think it's one of those books you just need to dive in for yourself. This is another book where after I finished, two things. One, I want a copy for myself, and two, I know I want to and will read again, probably multiple times. It's not very long, and it's just, I don't know, it's incredible. It's very strange, and some of the things that the characters say, it's maybe real people don't talk like that, but it's just the way that the words convey meaning isn't really literal. It's like more of a feeling, I guess, which is maybe what poetry is designed to do, to give you more of like a sense of things. It's almost like an image in your mind that's like hazy, I want to say, or maybe not. Maybe it doesn't even exist in the mind. I felt like I felt this book more than I read it. Um, so yeah, I at the same time that I was utterly enraptured, I still felt like I didn't really understand this book, either on like a plot level or um, in terms of theme. I think had this been any other book and I felt this level of confusion, I would have wanted to rate it lower, like a 2 or a 3. Like, oh, I appreciated it, but I didn't, you know, understand it. But because this book is or was for me more about feeling, and what I felt was awe, I rated this book pretty highly. I didn't give it 5 because I felt like I need to deepen my relationship with it before I could give it a 5. But it's definitely a 4 or 4.5, to assign a number to it. But yeah, it is just utterly unique and really amazing. So you guys know it's hard for me to universally recommend a book, but this is a book that I think if you love language and if you just want to try something that you've never experienced before, this doesn't remind me of anything else. But be prepared, you might not be able to appreciate it on a cerebral level. At least I couldn't. It's more of an emotional read. So yeah, hopefully that wasn't too confusing. Let me know if you have read Nightwood and we can talk about it. All right, thanks. Bye.